This is Gemara in Kiddushin Daf Yomi. So the learning for this month. The month of Elul has been generously sponsored as an incredible schos aliyas teshama for Esther Ezel Basra Meir B'siyata Dishmaya. Wrapping out another week of Daf Yomi. All the learning should bring Esther Ezel Basra Meir to higher in place in Gan Eden Shel Maila. We pick it up on Yotes Amid Aleph. We are holding 5 lines from the top. Says the Gemara, Bai Reish Lakish. Continuing the theme of this concept of Yiyud. Yiyud being the marriage to the Amma Ivriya, to the Jewish maidservant. So we've been discussing how the Adain, the master himself, is able to marry the Amma. And now we're going to extend this din of marriage. So, Bai Reish Lakish Ma'u Shemiya'id Adam Libnai Kat. Can the master give the maidservant to his son, who is a kat? Clarifies the question, B'nai Amarachmana, B'nai Kolduhu. Do we see that the Torah says he could give the maidservant over to his son, any form of son? Or maybe it means no. A son like himself. Ma'u Gadol Avinai Gadol. So that's the Shayla of Reish Lakish. How old does a child have to be for the father to give over the Amma Ivriya in marriage? Amar Rav Zira Tashima. We learn out from the pasuk that says Ish Prale Katan Asher Yinav Ish Ish is the pasuk of someone being Mizaneh. Asher Yinav Ish Prale Ish Katan comes to exclude the wife of a Katan. So says the Gemara, clearly we see there's some level of Kedusha by a Katan if we have to say it is included. If you're going to tell me that there's a din of Yiyud, so why are you telling me there's no Ishas for a Katan? If you could do Yiyud, if you could do marriage to the Katan, to the Amma Ivriya, so we do see a concept of marriage even for a Katan. Answers the Gemara, what do you mean? You're going to say that what? You can't do Yiyud. I might come in cross. So why would the pasuk have to be memayet and say that there's no din of being mizana with the katan if there is a case of kedushay katan? Tisha mina, you should have arrived from here to miyayit. They can even do yiyud to the benai katan. So Amar Rav Ashi says Rav Ashi hacha. You know what the case is? It's not a regular case of Yibum. When the Torah talks about being mizana with a katan, and we're going to have a raya from the fact we have to exclude the din of zinus for a katan, means that there is shaykh marriage for a katan. Says Rav Ashi, it's true the shaykh marriage for a katan, but not in the regular sense of yiyod, or marrying the Amma Ivriya, but rather, says the Gemara, B'yavam and Tisha Shanim Yom Echad, Habal Yevinto Yaskina. We're dealing with the case of Yibum of a child who's a katan. The midiraisa, the halacha is chaz yolei fit to do yiyud, to do Yibum. Excuse me. Mao de tema given the midiraisa chaz yolei ubiyasei bias. It's midiraisa you can do Yibum, and active intercourse is valid. Halcha habal leha mischayev ishasish. So therefore you would see that there is a form of marriage, a shaykh, possible for a katan, and therefore if someone is mizaneh, if the katan is mizaneh, he should be chayiv ish. Kamashlo, and that's why we need the exclusion, excluding kiddushay katan from the din of zinos of an ish. So says the Gemara, okay, so my have Allah, what was lemaisa the maskana? Can one do yiyud to his son, who's a katan, ta'ashema, amrav evu, amrav yanei, ein yiyod ela begadol, ein yiyod ela midas. 2 dinim, and therefore it does not work for a katan. The child needs das, the child has to be a gadol to do yiyod. Says the Gemara, Tarti, what's these 2 dinim? They seem to be slightly repetitive. Explains the Gemara, matam, comer notes explaining, matam, ein yiyod ela begadol. What's the reason no yiyod only by a gadol if he's ein yiyod ela midas? Teres number 1. Teres number 2, Viba Yisema, my midas, what does it mean? Midas dida means her knowledge. Tani Abaye, Breder of Avua, Asher Lo Yada says the Torah Melamed, Shetzarech Liyada, who Tani Lavu Amar La Bikdusha Yiyod, Valiva Rav Yisei B'Rav Yehuda. Who's Rav Yisei Rav Yehuda, as we've seen, and we're going to explain more in a moment. Rav Yosef Yehuda, 5 lines to the bottom, is of the opinion Damar Ma'is Arishaynais Lav L'Kiddushin Nitnu. So according to Rav Yosef Yehuda, the original money was not a dual function. Buying this Amar as well could act as a form of yield, but rather you need to give money right now. Rav Nachman Yitzchak Amar says Rav Nachman Yitzchak Afilu Tema L'Kiddushin Nitnu. You could say that it is for Kiddushin, the original money. But Shiny Achadam Rachmana Yada, since we have a special limud, special source of the Torah that there is a form of yod, my Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda, the Tanya. So explains the Gemara that once we have a source, Dam Rachmana Yada, that's why the Torah says Yada, which that's showing us that there has to be das for the Amevriya to do yud. Says the Gemara, my Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda. We commented that is Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda, whether the original money that was given is the original money that was given in the purchase of this maidservant, whether that monies could function as a subsequent Kiddushin or not. Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda said, Ma'is Arishaynais Lav L'Kiddushin Inu. The original monies were not going to act as a latter Kiddushin. So now ask the Gemara on the second to last narrow line of Yutesam and Aleph, my Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda, who is this dinner of Yosef Rav Yehuda? The Tanya, we learned in our Braisa, Yiyadav vehefta, Sarshei Sha'os b'yayim, there has to be time in the day, Kedei Padiyah, to perform the redemption, the Padiyah. Mikan, from here, Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda, Mishos b'yayim, Kedei Lasas Yimoshava Pruta. Says Rav Yosef, it doesn't just mean that there's enough time to redeem this woman. It means there's enough time for her to still work, a Shava Bruta's worth of work. Then the master is able to marry her, then Mikudesh. This is the source, the Ma'is Arishaynais Lav L'Kiddushin Nitnu. If they work for Kiddushin, wouldn't care if there's any amount of time for her to do work. For the fact that we need time for her to do work, Shava Bruta shows the original Kiddushin is not functioning as the marriage, but rather the money that is there right now. This case is different. We have the explicit exclusion from the Torah. Continues the Gemara 4 lines into the wide lines. Amar Rav Nachman. A person can say his daughter is a ketana. Tzi go out the kibli kedusheich. May the Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda go and accept their kedushin like the dinner of Yosef Rav Yehuda. Lav Amar Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda. Ma'is Arishaynais Lav the Kiddushin Inu. Did he not just teach us the original money is not for a Kiddushin? Therefore, if there's a Shava Pruta's worth of work for this girl to do, then have a Kiddushin Achanami will be same din Loi Shema. Continues the Gemara. Amar Rav Nachman Amikadesh B'Milva Sheyesh Aleo Mashkin Mikudesh as Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda. Why? Lav Amar Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda Ma'is Arishaynais Lav the Kiddushin Inu. Even though Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda is of the opinion the original money is not for Kiddushin, still what's considered Hayal Vahi V'Gufa Mashkini, and she herself is considered the Mashkin. And on such a case in which we're discussing that as the status of a loan, as we turn over to Yutesam Ebei, still, what did Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda just teach us? If there is a Shava Pruta left over and that Shava Pruta Yod is performed, have a Kiddushin, and it does indeed have a din of a Kiddushin. Hachanami lo yishna, and that's the reason according to Rav Yosef Rav Yehuda, there always has to be a Shava Pruta left of work for the Mevriya before she is redeemed. Tanu Rabbanon, let's delve a little bit deeper. Second line, Yutesam Beis. Ketzad Ma'ot Mitzvahs Yod. How do you do Yod? Omer Love If They Shaim. He says to her in front of two people, Hariyah B'Kudeshes Li Hariyah Mereses Li Afilu B'Soif Sheish V'Afilu Samach L'Shkias Achama B'Noig B'Minig Ishus, that the husband acts in a manner of marriage to this woman. V'Eino Noig B'Minig Shivchus. If you die married, Mishos B'Yayim K'dei Lasa, is he Moshe approves enough time for her to work for him? Mekudeshes V'Im Lav. Einai Mikudeshes. Marshal is comparable to Omer. Liishas Kachi Li. Someone says to a woman, marry me, may Achshav now. Ula Achar Shashim Yom, and after 30 days. Uba Achar, someone else comes along and tries to marry this woman. V'Kitsha B'Toich Shashim Yom, marries her within 30 days. What's the halacha shemukudeshes le risha? And the original Kiddushin preceded. The fact that it's in me'achshav will always precede a latter Kiddushin. Mashal leman. Who's this a mashal according to? Ilim mashal Rabbi Yehuda. Hamisha shbayam kidei lasa v'shava pruta mekudeshes laveinu mekudeshes. Ilim navloyam Rav Acha Brei Rava mashal Rabbanon. Pshita. You would think that maybe it's not a case of me'achshav. Why not? Because they didn't say it was a case of me'achshav. Kamash Malah, and that the same day will apply. Now, Tani Idach, we have another braysa, which would be a very similar exchange in the Gemara. If he sold his daughter, and then after selling the daughter, the father goes and marries off that same girl. The father is laughing at the first Adon, the first mass that paid for his daughter, and as well, as long as it's a Shava Pruta, Kudashes Lish, Sheni V'Chachamim Oimrim Imrotza L'Yayin Miyayin, Mashal Oimer L'Isha, Hariyam Kudashes L'Lacher Shleishim Yohim, Ubacher V'Kitchim Zechashim Yohim. What's the halacha Mikudashes L'Sheni? Mashal Aman, it's the flip case. Ilim L'Rabbanon. That the first one could do yiyud. Clearly, it's a case of me'achshav. Says Rav Shita, says Mamshis dead. I would have thought that Lamaisi, he didn't say that it's only chal lachar shleishim yoyim. So maybe it's a tzad. It's even chal right now. Kamash Milan, that it's considered as if he said lachar shleishim yoyim. And finally, Tanya Idach. A third braysa of the day. Someone sells his daughter and he makes a condition with the buyer, with the adain, that he cannot marry her. This guy Matanai Div Rameir. Rameir says that Tanai stands, Chachamim nothing doing. You're still allowed to do Yid. Why? He made a Tanai that the master can't do Yid. You know why? He says the Chacham, you're making a Tanai stipulation that runs counter to that which the Torah has taught us, and therefore the rule is Tanai batal. The Tanai is batal. Ask the Gemara. I understand the Shita Chachamim. Well, Rameir Tanai Kayim, is it true that Rameir holds the Tanai will work? V'atanya asked the Gemara, Oimer L'isha, Harei Mukudashes Liyam Rashi L'chalai Sherksus V'Oinar is a Mukudashes. What's that lachu? Tanai Batal Divrei Rabbi Meir. So what do we see? We see the Kiddushin is Chal, but the Tanai is Batal. So why in our case, the Rameir is seemingly saying Niskayim Tanai? Rav Yehuda Oimer, B'davar Shem Mama in Tanai Kayim, B'davar Shem Mama. Amar Chizkiya, different answer. Shani Achad Amar Kral Lama leAma Pa'amim Sheinay Machral Lama Bilvad. Rabbanan I love in my Avidei Mivarlech Latanya Lama Malami Shamaychal Psulim. She can be sold to Psulim. Maladenu Emikudashes Psulim. If the father has right to marry off to Psulim Laim Karena Psulim, certainly he could sell her to Psulim. Says the Gemara, Ma'ile Miksha Psulim. What do you mean? If he's mekadosh to apostle, she cannot mekadosh his beating shinaira. There's a mila with Kiddushin that the father, has more control all the way till she's an ayir. Whereas when it comes to selling her to apostle, she not the meicher is beating shinaira. He's not allowed to sell her at all when she's a naira. Talmud loyimar le'amam l'am shemeicha le'paislim. That's the limit of Let's I'm married the Lamed. Shemech Levsai Savari Kvar Number already have a different bossing and Rabbi Neha. Shaman Isum Matam Limer Lama Malamed. Shemaichra. As we turn over to Chafam and Aleph, Maichra Le Kraivim. We'll stop over here. It's a little bit in the middle of a Gemara. We'll pick it from here in the next year. B'siyata Dishmaya.